Hello and welcome to Germany. I am Joshua from Agatebay and today I am cutting some of the most exciting agates I have ever cut in my life. Laguna agates itself are probably one of the most expensive agate material you can cut worldwide, and all of the pieces I got here are from different collectors, dealers, and I bought them with the sole intention to recut them in order to try to make them better. You can see it's got exceptional banding here at the front, at the back side, and beautiful banding at the front as well, but it has this kind of ugly fracture that just goes all the way through the half of this beautiful agate, and I don't like it. So in order to try to make this a better piece, I will recut it in the angle where the fracture is going. So if you follow along with where you can see the fracture, you can see that it actually goes across all the way here, right next to the window, and then back into the agate right here like this. So I can follow it up all the way around, but it is still a very difficult cut to make, and of course it can also change for the worse. I mean, it could develop another fracture. There's a lot of money caught up into pieces like this, because even if they are fractured, they still look nice, but they're just not as valuable as they would be without a fracture. And there's even people who would just cut it up into slices to make jewelry and cabochons out of it. So this agate actually has a lot of value caught up into it, but I will recut it and try to make a nicer specimen out of it. And here you can see I will cut right next to the window. Here you can see the fracturing line, and I will cut from this window right in between these two windows, and then right here next to the corner where there's another window. So this will be a high precision cut, and I hope that I don't fuck it up. So up top here I'm right next to the one window, next to the other window, so cutting right in between here. Then here I'm right on the corner, so it's like a millimeter thick, about that size. And here I decided to leave a little more space, just so I don't get too close to the window, and if there's still a little bit of fracturing I may just leave it, or I may ask my polisher to grind down a little bit more on that side, but I just don't want to get too close to the window here. Alright, here we go. I think it was the right decision to cut it, because I just couldn't leave it the way it was. And you can see the fracture actually went almost all the way down here. You can see it, it's the same fracture that penetrates all the way to the middle of the piece here. And if I ask my polisher to grind down a little bit more here on that side, then I think the black part of the fracture will move out a couple more bands towards the side. But also we cannot grind down too much, because it has the windows all the way over here on that side, here, and then of course the big window right there. But I think it's a fantastic piece. It parallaxes like crazy, and I think also the colors in the center will come out a lot better once it's polished. So yeah, it is a very good agate, that's for sure. Yeah, second one up is this massive piece, also a Laguna agate old stock specimen from the late Gabe Olvera, who used to mine there for decades. And you can see just gorgeous color all over the entire piece. It even looks like it's got some slight amethyst, like kind of purplish points in the druzy center. The reason why I want to recut this piece is mostly because of the broken off area right here. So I just want to cut behind this window to give it a complete face, and this will already increase the value of the piece a little bit. And also of course I'm hoping that the fractures may go a little bit away, but I think it will have all these kind of subtle fractures going in the entire piece. So I don't think it will turn out to be a fracture-free piece, but I think I can still increase the quality of it a little bit. It opened up a little bit more here in this area. It got wider banding here in this area, and of course the main reason was also to cut it with a complete face, and this is what it looks like now. It's a little bit dirty, but it will be cleaned off nicely, and once it's polished it will be a killer piece. Here you can see this is the area that opened up compared to here. Then this is the area where the banding is complete now, and this is also where the banding is a little bit more fuller compared to down here. So overall I feel like it really improved. You can see the druzy a lot better as well. I have been playing with the thought to cut it even a little bit further behind to get more of what's behind here in the druzy, but I preferred having the druzy over cutting further back on that side. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. Yeah, this is the most exciting piece of all of these that I'm going to cut with you right now. It's by far the most valuable as well, and that is for the reason that it does not have any fractures in the face as it is right now already. So this is a very valuable piece already just the way it is. But the sections I don't like here so much is mainly the section down here, where it's just not very symmetrical, and if I cut it a little further behind here, then I will cut away this area. I may still have a little bit of the druzy center right there, but in order to make a recut I have to cut pretty far behind, because there's a couple of windows right here and I have to cut behind those windows, so I'm losing probably about an inch, where an agate can change dramatically in their banding, and I'm just praying that there will not be any fractures coming up, because that would really be the worst case that could happen with this piece. But yeah, I made my decision. I had this with me in Tucson, and I told myself if it doesn't sell right away, because I had in mind to make a recut with it, that then I'm going to take it over here to place the cut, and yeah, that's what I'm going to do with this piece right now.
Oh, wow.
I think the piece changed for the better and for the worse at the same time. I've been excited to cut this piece for months, and as it was in the saw, I couldn't change the fate anymore. And I feel like the center got a little bit better just because it just got a little more symmetrical here. So that part I like a lot. The area that I don't like so much is that area down here where there was like a stress fracture that rehealed with the like attachment of the nodule that was down here. So the fracture is really, I assume, just down here in this area where the two nodules are connected. So what I'm thinking right now is to place another cut in somewhat the same triangular shape, again right here to the corner and then right behind this nodular placement, and then across all the way again to this corner.
Die Glocke ist besser geworden. Wow.
Alright, here we have it. The final result after I cut it. And I am honestly the most happy I've been since I put the piece in the saw. So I didn't like this section. I was cutting for a better symmetry, and I ended up having a better symmetry in the center. And I really like the pattern in the entire piece right now. I like it a lot. The colors are fantastic, and I think it will be even more beautiful once it's polished. The only downside is that it has like a tiny little section right here with a little bit of the healed fracturing that still came across from this piece somehow, but in an entirely different area. So I was thinking about recutting it again, but it would just get smaller. And to my surprise, actually, the quartz that I thought would go away a little more, and even I may lose the red center, I think I said, it still somewhat opened up. And that was a surprise, and I think it may open up even a little further if I cut behind here and lose this area. But I like this area with the bright yellow a lot, and I think I'm happy the way it is right now. And I think it was a good decision compared to the first cut, and also a good decision compared to the second cut to just go ahead and cut it again. So I'm happy with the result. Here we have it, the final result of the recuts I've been making, and I think every single piece really improved to a big extent, so I'm just going to show them to you face to face. If the colors are not quite as shiny, that is part of the process of drying out and the polishing as well. So I think the yellow will be the same kind of bright yellow like it is in this half, but we got rid of the fracture. And I think also if my polisher grinds down a little bit more here in this area, that the fracture can be pushed out a little more to that side. So this was a good cut in my opinion. Then this one certainly turned out a lot better for the reasons I've been pointing out already earlier in the video. It's a massive sized piece. I can not even reach around it with both of my hands fully extended. This is a spectacular piece, also with the pink color, the blue and white. This is spectacular. And then I think my most favorite is this one, and also this one improved for the reasons I've just been showing. I got the center a little bit more symmetrical, which was my biggest interest to get. And after the first cut I was not quite as happy because I didn't like the section down here. And after the final cut I'm very happy again, so I think this is the best it has been since I started putting it in my saw. So I hope you enjoyed watching the video with me. There is a massive value in these pieces. If you're curious on how valuable they actually are, make sure to stop by on my website where these are for sale right now. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video cutting some more beautiful agates.